Hallo und herzlich willkommen zu The Elder GamEngDo Enderal. Ich bin RaLe und...
Enter the mind of a high one? I hope you're joking.
Oh, das haben die also auch probiert.
This was their last stand. They are afraid of us. I feel it.
Oh, der zieht die gleiche Schlussfolgerung wie der Thieler noch und jetzt muss ich ihn töten.
You've killed us! You've killed us all! You have just shown me the solution.
Ja. Ich muss jetzt wirklich oben ihn davon abhalten, das zu machen. Wo bin ich jetzt? Naja, ich bin jetzt so weit, dass ich jetzt mal sage, gut, ich futter wieder was. Wo haben wir es denn? Potato Cabbage Soup. Die geht jetzt 11 Minuten. Flashless. We have failed when Renthil ordered the Useland to extract the numinous user real. Ja, okay. Ich weiß nicht, warum ich jetzt sozusagen Stress habe, aber ich laufe einfach mal so viel ich kann. Wait.
No, this is impossible.
Hallo Maschine?
Why are you here? Be gone, Phantom. Be gone and leave me to my slumber. Then this isn't a dream. You really are here. But why? The Prophet dies when the Emperor leaves him. This is the course of the game. It has always been so. Explain yourself. How did you find this place? And why do you still exist? Her? But why? She does not have a mind. She does not have feelings. So why should she do this? But still you speak the truth. I can feel it.
Da in der Mitte ist der.
Then could it really be that the unlikeliest of all eventualities has become reality and brought you here?
Maybe?
Coincidence or caprice, I do not know. The veiled woman cannot be understood.
Da seien wir uns einig.
I am sorry. It's been too long since I've spoken to anyone. I have had many names. The Arcarians called me the God of Death. The Moonskin people, the Warden of Dreams. The Pyreans, the Demon of the Deep. For your people I am, or was, the Black Guardian.
Okay.
Pompous names, I know. However, I am none of these, neither god nor demon. I am only an eye, condemned to observe again and again. As you measure time, older than your most daring chronicles go back, by far.
Not bad.
I have seen them all, since our people fell. Every civilization, every cleansing, every turn of the cycle. What? No. The Starlings came long after me. I was only a fool who wanted to save his own skin at any cost. I knew the cleansing would come. I had known it long before the Red Madness and the war started.
Okay.
But I also knew that fighting it as my people did, and as most do, was pointless. So I looked for another way to prevail. And I found it. What you see here is the result. The Goliath. As I like to call it back then.
Okay.
What is it? My self-dug grave. What it was meant to be was a body of steel. An immortal machine with which I planned to merge my consciousness.
Oh.
Only organic life could be reaped by the High Ones. And I thought that by becoming a machine, I could fool them. By the name of the sun, how brilliant I thought myself. I wanted to become a god, laughing in the face of time. But let me spare you my self-pity. What happened, happened.
So you plan to outlive your own people to what point? Living in a dead world?
No. Joining the Goliath meant immortality. All I had to do was sleep and awaken once more when the cycle started again, and new life came forth. Except that this new life would not have been defenseless. I would have been a true god to them, one capable of protecting them from the High Ones.
Ah.
No imaginary figure like the Creator. No false gods like the Lightborn were, to speak in your language. As the only one of my people, yes. But it happened faster than it should have. And when the cleansing occurred, the Goliath was not yet finished. And as the Emperor unleashed the light, I had no choice but to complete the joining too early.
Oh.
A fatal error, as it turned out. I did survive, yes. But I am trapped inside this unfinished machine.
Oh, das ist böse.
And ever since then, all I can do is watch. Again and again. Yes, but a part of the Goliath is the eye. It allows me to see what happens on the surface everywhere. Not as literal as you imagine, of course. I see schemes, feel emotions, similar to your gift, to the Echo. But they are enough to understand.
Oh.
Yes, it was not how I planned it. The Goliath in its final form was meant to be divine, a synthesis of man and steel. But I overestimated myself, and I acted too quickly, driven by fear. No, you do not understand. You are stumbling through the fog, even now that it is almost over.
Okay.
By themselves, the High Ones are not the problem. If we would just see them as they really are, they would become powerless.
Okay.
Yes, it is hard to put into words.
Oh.
I myself do not know everything about the High Ones. Only that they are part of something we call the cycle. The civilization arises and blossoms, and then, always at the same stage of their development, the High Ones appear, and with them, the Red Madness. People start losing their minds, wars erupt, and chaos rules. Until 2 or 3 years later, the cleansing happens. The moment when the High Ones devour the collective consciousness, the gathered minds of this civilization, to give Despite all of this, nobody knows what drives them. Perhaps they act out of malice, out of an urge to survive, or perhaps they do not even have a will of their own, but are like a force of nature. But I do know one thing, as powerful as they might be, it is mankind who gives them that power. We make them into what they are, because what nobody understands is simply this. The High Ones feed on what humanity has the most of. Their ego, greed, pride, fear, and their everlasting search for an enemy who is responsible for all their misery. It is those traits the High Ones make use of. These characteristics are what make us human. And by themselves, they are harmless. Only when we bury them, when we deny them, then they play into the High One's hands. So why is this, you ask? It is simple. The High Ones alone cannot make the cleansing happen. Only a human can. With the beacon, my knowledge about it is as limited as my knowledge about the cycle. It has existed since the beginning of time. And despite what you might now believe, the ancient writings about it are true. Lit by the ones who carry the Numenos, it can banish the High Ones once and for all. But it can also destroy us. Because what happens when it is lit without a core is far more than an explosion. It is the cleansing, the triumph of the High Ones. And even as we speak, a human, Tealor Orinthiol, has done it again. A bright light will appear from the heart of the machine and open a hole in the sky. And within hours, it will spread throughout the world, and they will all feel it. A fire that burns them from within. A white light which will break through their flesh. Do you understand now? The High Ones have no power. All they do is to feed on our weaknesses, manipulate us into bringing about our own destruction. It is we who forge the sword that kills us. We who lead them to their victory. Even though the key to salvation has always been in our hands. But instead of realizing our folly, we make the same mistake. We repeat the same fate over and over. And only because we refuse to see the truth. Yes, the High Ones are our enemy. But who wants to hear that it is our ego, that dark voice within us, that empowers them? It is so ironic. The moment we would realize all this would be the moment it all came to an end. But we do not.
Da muss ich jetzt sagen, da haben sie dann wirklich die perfekte Waffe geschaffen.
They reap, we sow. Dreams, thoughts, visions, they are everywhere. But the principle is always the same. They throw a tainted seed into a fertile ground. The rest happens by itself.
Was gibt's da unter Meer? Okay, na, das sind Punkte, die mich gerade nicht mehr interessieren, weil das haben wir gerade gehört. Wir haben das gerade.
Like 1,000 others before him, The High Ones knew exactly what they had to do to get him to commit this last act of desperation. They played him with his weaknesses and fears, like a figure on a chessboard. And the saddest part is that until the very end, he will believe that he has done something good. That was his greatest fear, yes. To be remembered as a failure, a broken man. That was the stream the High Ones manipulated him from the moment he died, after attempting to flee from his prison on Nerim.
From the moment he
The
died?
real Orynthiol. He is dead, Prophet. He is a fleshless one of the mightiest tools of the High Ones.
Okay.
Just as you are.
Dann verstehen wir, warum wir... Ja. Dann verstehen wir, warum wir unsere eigenen Leichen gefunden haben.
I wish it were. The methods of how the High Ones influence us are plentiful. And the Red Madness and their ability to enter our dreams are not their only means. Their mightiest tool is the creation of projections, fleshless ones, or emissaries, as they are also called.
Okay.
If a person dies, and if this person has one last unfulfilled wish, a compulsion, then the High Ones have the power to create a projection of him. An immaterial image of the deceased, which thinks itself real and is perceived as such. But no one notices, not even the projection itself, are two things. Firstly, it is driven by this last unfulfilled desire. Secondly, it becomes an idealized version of its former self, almost tailor-made to free itself from the last compulsion, that ultimate scourge. The daughters of fishermen become warriors. Broken generals become charismatic and driven leaders who seem almost too determined to be real.
Huh.
You are one of these projections, as are all of the emissaries. You are a fleshless one, a spirit searching for liberation from something. I do not know your past before you came to this land, because before you became the Prophet, you were insignificant. But what happened to you and your friend on that ship? You never survived it. You drowned in the Red Sea, and in that very moment, the High Ones entered your mind and made you into what you are today. And other than myself, the High Ones knew your compulsion, knew the desire that drove you. Whatever it was, it made you predictable, and it allowed them to play you, just as they played Orynthiol and Korak.
Okay, der Korak ist tot. Ja, okay, er hat sich als Emissary bezeichnet,
Every dream the
aber...
High Ones sent you, every time they appeared to you, they all had but a single purpose: to feed your self-image, to push you in a certain direction. They wanted you to play the game for their purposes, and they succeeded. You read the echo of the future, as other prophets did before you. You helped Orynthiol reconstruct the beacon, and led him to the Numinos. When he saw that it would be taken away from him at the very last instant, his fear of failure led him into doing what he did. You are not to blame, Prophet. You did what countless others did before you, and you did it because you thought it was the right thing to do. Only one thing is different. In all the time I have been here, Never before did a projection realize its own nature. You were meant to dissolve like the rest of mankind.
Huh.
Yet, here you stand, and I tell you the truth. This was never meant to happen. Oh, stop it. No, it is too late for that. By the name of the sun, it is so ironic that the veiled woman did not lead you here earlier. It is over, Prophet. You are strong, but regardless of how long your power can protect you from the light of the cleansing, eventually you will dissolve too. Even if... Wait. No. Maybe you are right. Maybe there is a way.
Okay.
But no. It would be pointless.
Sag, was du...
Forgive me, I have to think. Yes, there could be a way. What I told you is true. Here on Earth, you would not survive the cleansing. But there is one place where you could. The Star City.
Okay.
I know that you brought something back from your journey there. The escape pods. And I know that they can also take you back there. For I have seen the Yalam Rashe, the ancient starlings, do so. Whatever has protected the city over all these millennia, it would protect you too. Yes, you could survive it. By the face of time, you could. No, it would not. But that is irrelevant. You are fleshless, a projection. And just like me, time cannot touch you. Age cannot kill you. And thus you could succeed where I have failed.
Ah.
You could wait for the cleansing to be over. And then create a new humanity. Create a new humanity. It is only a matter of time until the new turn of the cycle starts. New life will come forth. First, simple life. Then human. And just like the civilizations before them, they will also fall victim to the High Ones, because they will have the same weaknesses as we do. But not with your help.
Okay.
You could be a god to them. You could guide their ascent. You could shape a mankind free of egos and weaknesses. And by doing so, you would deprive the High Ones of their power. Just imagine, in this new world, there would be no need for a beacon, because the High Ones simply would not have any strings to pull on. Mankind will defeat them by becoming superior.
So, jetzt habe ich wieder die Entscheidung. No, this is wrong. I can't let all those people die. There has to be another way. You hinted at something. I don't like this, but maybe you're right. Maybe a new beginning could make things turn out differently. Was ist unter more? What exactly makes you believe I would survive in the Star City? Those machines, they tried to kill us. What is this supposed to mean? Na okay, das seien die... Jetzt muss ich mich also entscheiden. Geh oder stirbe? Das eine heißt, ich tat ewig weiter, sozusagen. Das da war sozusagen die sichere Variante, weil entweder ich hilf denen dabei oder ich baue den Beacon vorher mit Numinos und banish the High Ones. Ich hab ja das Wissen dazu, beziehungsweise ich kann halt jetzt alles zusammenklauben noch und dorthin mitnehmen. Aber trotzdem hat er nur auf was gehintet. Das... Ich kann natürlich nicht speichern und ich kann nicht außergehen aus der Unterhaltung. Nehmen wir das.
Yes, I regret that I did. Please, right now, you have the chance to break a millennial-old pattern. Do not let it go to waste. I beg you.
Okay.
You are so stubborn. But, well, you might be able to destroy the beacon itself. The light, it consumes everyone who gets too close to it. But you, as a projection, you might be able to do it. It will not stop what the beacon has already done, but it will interrupt it. However, it would mean your death. Yours and that of all life in Enderal. It is too late to save them now. And even if you succeed, it changes nothing. Yes, Korik would be dead. But do you think the High Ones would just give up?
Naja, wenn sowieso ganz
They
Enderal
would
drauf
retreat
geht.
for a few years. Decades, maybe. No more. And then it would all happen again. Until another emissary lights the beacon. Trust me. I know humans far better than I would like to.
Da muss man jetzt dazu
Within a
sagen.
few years you would be
Nee,
forgotten.
ich meinte jetzt schon.
And they would win. As they always do.
Yeah, not if someone could flee. Ja, genau.
And who would that be? Even if there were someone, do you think anyone would listen? If you were to tell them that humanity itself is to blame, that the ultimate enemy does not even exist.
Na, ich bin jetzt eher auf der Option, dass ich sage, okay, gut, ich gehe auf in die Star City, weil er sagt mal, er soll einen Beacon zerstören, dann stirb ich aber. Aber unsere ganze Chance drauf ist eigentlich jetzt das, dass ich sage, hey, naja, reden wir mal weiter mit ihm.
You are delaying the inevitable, nothing more. And you are throwing away a chance,
Ja, genau das meine ich.
which we might never have again.
Ja, ich bin jetzt dafür, a new beginning could make things turn out differently. Weil wenn ich von Anfang an dabei bin, kann ich entweder von Anfang an einen Beacon bauen und ihn selber mit Numinos einmachen, wegen neues Cleansing. Und dann können wir ja jetzt in Dezivilisation eingreifen. Oder halt in die nächste danach. Und wenn ich es jetzt verkackt, dann ist keine Sicherheit. Also es ist beides keine 100%ige Lösung. Aber beim ersten Punkt, was gerade markiert ist, dass ich halt jetzt fliehen tue und mich verstecke und dann wiederkomme, das ist viel die größere Aufopferung meiner Meinung nach, weil man tut riesig viel Zeit opfern. Von sich selber. Man ist dann der Einzige, man darf zuerst nicht einmal eingreifen anfangen, weil sonst könnte man ja gleich was hinmachen. Und jetzt habe ich wirklich einmal die beiden Optionen.
It means a lot to me to hear you say that. What is important now is that we act quickly. The cleansing is already happening, and you will not have much time left to flee. You must go through the portal and then back to the temple. Then you have to activate the pods, and the rest will happen automatically. When all this is over, I will try to reach out to you. She is.
God
I'm
damn it.
sorry, but this is one more reason why you have to do the right thing. Please, make her death matter. Yes, and hurry. You will feel the light as soon as you are back on the surface. and given time, it will consume you. But you will succeed. I feel it. There is one more thing I need to ask of you, however. One final request. I want you to shut me down.
What?
Yes. I want to finally rest.
Aber wie
Please
willst
do
du
not try
nachher
to
dann
convince me
mit
to
mir
do
quatschen?
otherwise. All that. I do not want to be a part of it any longer. I have not wanted to for a long, long time.
Aber genau deswegen, Mani, ist das so ein
Please.
großes Ding.
Do it. The switch is in front of you. That was how I connected myself to the Goliath. It will cut the connection as well. Do it. And then go. Go and fulfill your fate.
Achso, der Switch ist es, oder? Interact Lever. Interact Button. Ja, den Button also. Ich speichere jetzt einmal. Rein aus Prinzip. Weil jetzt kann eh nicht mehr viel ändern.
Thank you.
Wow.
Forgive me. The two of us will now exchange places. I am sorry for the deception. And if there were another way, I would not do this. Even though you made the right choice, you are too naive to become a true god. What do you know? What have you seen? You are but a toddler in the face of time. I, however, know mankind better than anyone else, and I deserve it.
Okay.
Once this is all over, I will send someone to free you from the Goliath. But until then...
Over here, Saira, quickly!
Oh. Get to Kalia? What? Wie cool. Sie lebt noch.
By the name of the sun, are you alright? I was so worried when...
Miserable fool! I would have kept my word, but if you want to play games, fine! I have had enough time to practice!
Oh, gosh.
Defeat the Black Guardian. Ich tu mal speichern. Jetzt nach dem Ganzen nochmal.
You are
Get away from its face!
What have you seen? What have you achieved? I deserve this!
Was muss ich jetzt gerade machen?
Focus, Kalia. What are you doing if you get yourself killed? We need to deal with these things first. Oh, that doesn't look good. Get away from the runes.
Die haben jetzt ja instant umgehauen, die Runen. Holy. Aber ja, dann weiß ich, warum man speichert. Aber mit dem Save und mit dem Fight gehen wir jetzt einfach weiter auf die nächste Folge. Ich hoffe, die Folge hat euch gefallen. Und ja, wir haben zumindest die Kali als Gesprächspartner für ganz... na, es ist... Naja, das werden wir schon sehen. Aber auf alle Fälle, nächste Folge geht es weiter. Danke fürs Zuschauen. Bis zum nächsten Mal. Und das war's schon wieder von den Kamerale. Ciao, ciao.